Corey, he looked like he's moving pretty well at training, but Ty said yesterday he's still got a bit of pain. Where's he at? Is he back this week?
Yeah, I guess he's like a day-to-day, like week-to-week type of thing. We're mindful of having him, as I keep saying, at the right end of the season, and he's doing everything possible. He's keen to play as soon as possible, but we have to be smart about how we manage that. But as you can see, like, he's doing everything possible to give himself a chance.
How's he feeling? Is he frustrated that he seems to be doing everything right, but he just can't quite get game time, basically?
Yeah, it's an injury that, like, if you try and persevere when it's not quite right, you regress. You know, so him being impatient trying to play versus giving it the time so when he does come back, he can just finish out the season. And it's a tough thought for any athlete to give in to that, but also feel like, you know, it's going to be all right. There's going to be a sunny day just around the corner.
I think you said a few weeks ago you wanted him to be as close to 100%. Is that still the milestone?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, like with the way the team's tracking right now, the nice thing is we're buying him time to be ready for those moments because, you know, like we went away for 8 days last week, played 3 games. Like that's going to be like a playoff scenario. Corey Webster's going to play a part in a playoff win for the Wildcats.
You took him last time, so
yeah.
Even though he didn't play, will he continue to travel and you decide on game day, or are you deciding today or tomorrow?
No, like he will travel with us and be a part of this group. The thing that you guys probably don't get to see, I lean on him to be a great communicator with our group because he sees things or he's around the guys that the coaches can't see. So we lean on him for his experience and to help those young guys through this situation for himself as well. And you saw the productivity of our young guys in those last couple games.
It sounds like you've ruled him out of playing this one, but with the day, when do you make calls on when he is available? Do you have to make 2 days out, 1 day out, 1 day on?
Day, like the day, someone like him, the day of, you know, but like we have, you obviously can get a gauge during the week, but the way I approach it, I'm never going to rule anyone out if they think they have a chance up until whatever the guidelines are of when we have to let people know that they can't play.
So he's still a chance to play on Sunday?
I would say it's very tough, but like he's traveling with us, he's going away, you saw he's putting in the work to get himself ready to give himself a chance.
What's it been like to see him sort of in that other role off
Mm-hmm.
the sort of the coaching role?
Yep.
What's it been like seeing that from him?
Oh, like terrific. Part of it is too, like it's frustrating when you don't get to play. So trying to create a way where he feels like he's an invested piece in this all. And just with his experience, very few guys have gone through that. He's won championships. He's been on parts teams where there's rocky situations throughout a season. So he's been very like mindful with our group in sharing his experiences in those situations.
Is it something you expected from him?
Expected. I think sometimes you get worried about overstepping your boundaries, but I want to promote that to get out of it because he's got this wealth of knowledge, and it's no use him just keeping that inside of him when it could be beneficial. And I think someone like Ben Henschel, David Quera, as we lean on them down the stretch, like he can help those guys through those types of situations just through his own experience. Like he was a young kid that experienced some things himself early on in his career. So he can be a great sounding board for all of us.
We don't see it. It's hard when you don't know someone individually, but he doesn't seem to speak all that much. But this year, you know, he's been talking more to the group post-game and training. Is that just something we haven't seen before, or is that something that's different with him this year?
Oh, like he had his moments, but I think as you guys are getting to see with our group, this year's group, they're very comfortable around each other. They're an intimate group, and they're happy to share, and we appreciate each guy for what they are and value their strengths.
It's a tough trip. You've been flying from Perth to New Zealand 3 games as coach before you went to Brisbane 1 year.
Yep.
And the All the other time last season. How challenging is this journey?
If we come out on the right side of the scoreboard, it's going to be a great trip. But like Perth, being a team from Perth, you deal with this all the time now. New Zealand's the furthest destiny, but once you're in the air, you're in the air, and it's how you deal with it mentally as opposed to letting that affect you. Let's just go in, play at the high level we've been playing at, and let's see what happens.
How are you handling the time element of it, knowing that 11 a.m. Perth time is when you're actually going to be out playing?
Yeah, well, like that's when we're practicing usually, and we're up and about over here. So we're trying to be, because it is a quick trip, from a logistics standpoint, we're just trying to stay on WA time and go in there, get the win, and get out of there.
Do you have to guard against flatness? So Ty said it'd be disappointing to go over and not quite get up for the game because of the trip. Is that something you've spoken to the group about you flying and playing, get out? I think it's the shortest time you're actually away from Perth.
Yep.
Road trip.
Yeah, the way I approach that, you make a great point. How do we come out? I get a feel of that when I see him at breakfast, and then when we watch some film before a game. So I got to get a quick pulse on where the team's at, and then I got to try and weave a little bit of magic to make that happen.
I feel like playoffs are starting in advance. When Melbourne are 4 games clear, everyone else in the gap between you guys in second and teams down at the bottom, there's less than 4 games. Like the ladder is so jam-packed that every single game feels like it's going to have massive ramifications for Melbourne.
Yeah, all I can worry about is Perth Wildcats and how we perform in our games, because if we look after our end of the bargain, we'll be in a nice spot for the playoffs.
New Zealand's flying.
Yeah.
They're getting players back and they're coming good. Like, when you're planning for them, have you seen enough of this group together to have a real strong understanding about what to expect here?
Yeah, look, they got their full roster back. Everyone can look at injuries and they're back at full strength. When you look at a roster at the start of the year, you look at their full strength roster. So when I look at any team, I always think of them at full strength. So that's what they're at. They're trending in a very good direction. We're a good team. They're a good team. If you want to win the title, you have to play against good teams and beat them. So I thought we've done a good job of that in the last month or so. So this is just another great opportunity to go and play against someone that everyone tips to be championship level team.
We've seen guys start to build minutes as they start game fitness and stuff. Who's the danger at the moment you feel for them in terms of who's changing role or getting more opportunities now that their blokes are back?
I look at their team a lot like our roster is. If you just worry about 1 or 2 guys, they have talented enough players that then, the guy that you think is 3rd, 4th, 5th ends up with 20, 25 points. So you have to respect each guy for what their strengths and how they can impact the game. So we can talk about Parker Cartwright, we can talk about Lamb, but then they got Liafa, Thomas Abercrombie, Zylan Cheatham, Mango Mathiang. So like if we disrespect those guys and just worry about everyone else, but also I believe in our team, and there's some great one-on-one matchups for us out there on the floor as well.
Flying the way you're playing basketball, like that trip that you went away was really impressive. Like, that giving you better and resilience and that kind of stuff. You feel like you're seeing the real character of this team on the road.
Look, it's a great indicator of where we are in that point in time, but it's 8 days later now, and things change and things move on, and so we need to be prepared for this game. We can't look at how we've been playing. We need to keep building. I think we can get better than what we've been playing.
So Tony Robertson.
Yep.
Did he speak to the group, or did you just come down to have a look?
Bit of father-son time, and we were just reminiscing about the glory days of the NBL.
And you must be pretty excited to play that home in Perth. What is that going to leave the group after so long and so many away games?
Got to worry about this game before I worry about next week, because then your questions next week will be a lot different to what they are right now.